After promising action for years, this week the Environmental Protection Agency released a plan for tackling widespread contamination from PFAS chemicals. Some people exposed to those toxic compounds say the plan contains more promises than planned action against ongoing contamination. News Center Maine's Vivian Lee has the latest from Fairfield.
While Nathan Saunders is grateful combating PFAS chemicals is the focus of a new EPA strategic plan, he says it's too little, too late.
There's a lot of money being pushed toward this. It's good. I'm also pretty dismayed with the length of time this has taken.
Last fall, tests found toxic compounds in his well, 20,000 times higher than the state's standard in drinking water. Unsafe levels of the chemicals were also discovered in more than 190 private wells in Fairfield. Regulators say the source of the contamination is runoff from nearby farm fields, which were spread with wastewater sludge used as fertilizer for decades. Studies have linked PFAS to an increased risk of cancer, reproductive problems, and developmental delays. Federal regulators plan to expand efforts to restrict industrial releases of PFAS into the air and water. Saunders is suing more than a dozen paper mills and paper companies. The lawsuit alleges the companies are responsible for the contamination in his well, and he says the plan doesn't go far enough.
We're stuck, and a lot of other people in Fairfield are stuck. And it's a result of a man-made chemical being used in the environment for a manufacturing company that made a lot of money.
Criticism is also coming from moms of children who drank water laced with PFAS at the former Pease Air Force Base in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. The contamination came from firefighting foam that seeped into the base's drinking water. Andrea Amico, who spent 5 years fighting for a national health study on PFAS, criticized the Biden administration for not holding the Department of Defense more accountable for cleaning up the contamination.
They have moved incredibly slow in many parts of the country to address this issue.
Back in Maine, the DEP has installed carbon filtration systems which are removing the chemicals. It's estimated as many as 700 sites throughout the state have been potentially contaminated with municipal sludge. And regulators are expected to announce soon which of these sites will be prioritized for testing. State environmental officials say that testing is set to get underway in mid-November. In Fairfield, Vivian Lee, News Center, Maine.
You can read more about forever chemicals by visiting the News Center Maine website or our mobile app.